w.auction.com.
The battle over health care is getting fierce on Capitol Hill.
Joining us now to talk about it, Democratic Representative Joe Sestak of Pennsylvania and Republican Dan Burton of Indiana. Great to see you both. Representative Sestak, we give it to you first here. There's a fever pitch now, it almost seems, where not just Republicans, but also some Democrats are very concerned about this. Can it be saved? What do you think happens here?
Well, you know, it has to be saved. We don't have an option. You were talking about small businesses just before that. Right now, and let's look at the facts, small businesses, according to the Commonwealth Fund, pay 18% more than large employers. So what we're permitting them to do is get into this exchange to where they're going to have lower premiums because they can't pool the risk like large employers do. And then when they were talking about that less small businesses are going to try to go find insurance because they're going to be taxed, we really got to look at the facts. The facts are that only about 4% of small businesses are actually going to have any sort of revenues placed upon them where we're going to have to take a bit. And those are ones that make $350,000 profit. And you know as well as I do, those were the ones that got 53% of all tax cuts that the Bush administration gave it. The bottom line is we've got to do it because health premiums in Pennsylvania, my state, went up 85% while we did nothing the last 8 years. So doing nothing is not an option. And I believe we've got a decent chance of getting it through before the August recess.
But Dan Burton, I got to tell you, we've been talking to a lot of small business owners, and they are concerned. They have been planning for spending enough money because of this new health care bill so that they're going to have to lay off some workers.
Well, I have a lot of respect for my colleagues, including my colleague right here, because they're trying to put a real nice face on this turkey. The fact of the matter is this thing's going to add about $239 billion to the deficit. The projections are, according to the Llewellyn Group, it's going to have about 114 million people that could lose their current coverage. It's going to cost an estimated from small business about 4.7 million jobs that will be run out of the country, or else they'll have to just lay them off here in America and add to the unemployment rolls. There's so much to this that the American people need to know about, and my Democrat colleagues are trying to ram this thing through in the next week before the American people have a chance to see what they're really up against. We need to take our time. We need to reform health care. We need to add to health care. There's no question about that. There's some shortcomings that need to be achieved and solved.
Representative
but to go
Sestak,
like they're going...
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Representative
Yeah, well,
Sestak, to those
absolutely.
arguments.
He's absolutely right. This bill does have about $239 billion. Unfortunately, that is going to be added to the budget deficit, not because of our health care reform. It's because Medicare is going to require a 21% cut in physicians' pay this year, just like they did 11% last year. And unforgivably, the Democrats and the Republicans are going to just add that to the debt. I agree with that. But the whole rest of the health care plan option is all paid for. Second,
all right, hold on
that.
a second. Unfortunately, we only have about 20 seconds left. Dan Burton, go ahead for fair and balance.
It is going to add to the deficit. It's going to cost a great deal of money. We estimate between $1 and $3 trillion over the next decade, and that may be short.
Okay, gentlemen,
but
thank you very much.
Says,
I'm glad you're doing it in such a collegial fashion, but we're really up against a heartbreak. Great to see you both. We'd love to have you on. Please come back and see us again.
We'll see you again.
Thanks for having
David.
us.
It is time to get happy, folks.
And that is Happy Hour. Your hosts are Rebecca, Cody, and Cheryl, live next from the Bull and Bear Bar in Manhattan. And don't forget, tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Neil Cavuto and Fox Business, the whole team here, will host the Presidential News Conference. All kinds of people coming.